Hello, welcome to a different video. Today I'm not going to play. You're not going to see me make misplays or blunders or be funny in general. What we're going to do today is, as you can see on the screen, we're going to watch Yuta Takahasi versus Ray Thang, the quarterfinals of Pro Tour Outlaws of Thunder Johnson. They have uploaded all of the games of the top 8 that weren't streamed, so they have no commentary. And they are quite well recorded, like a normal game. Just no commentators over it, which could be an advantage when you are trying to learn and study. So, following the series of trying to learn blue eye control, we're going to watch Master Yuta here. And that's it. I'm just going to click play. I'm going to commentate over the game. I'm going to focus, try to learn about it. And you can come with me on this journey. Grab yourself a coffee and let's get going. Alright. So Yuta is on the top, right? Like the graphics and everything are swapped, but Yuta is the one on the top. I'm going to try to not look at Ray's hand. I should actually try to block it out or anything, something, but just focus on what Yuta does and why he does it, and let's learn. This matchup is tricky to play and it's not the most common, so it's not easy to learn how to play. Now, here is the first decision, right? We have a deuce in hand, I believe. We don't have the hand, that kind of sucks, but I think, I saw this first game, right? This is an inti, the inti attacks, and it generates value by discarding death removal spells. Yuta's list, you can search it up if you want. Yuta's list has 4 March of Otherworldly Light, unlike the ones we have been playing in the channel, and it has more 2 mana counter spells. So passing with 2 mana up for Yuta is always about representing a counter spell. Here, just go away 1 for 1. So the slower deck generates a lot of card advantage by assembling their different combination of cards, right? But if you just 1 for 1 everything they play and don't let a slower generates value when it dies or when it gets aside or anything, and Honest Runstein generates value on ETB. All the rest of the things need either to attack or just to stay in play in general. So sweepers and counterspells are really good in this matchup, but if you do not stop them, they can take over the game. So the plan here is to clear the board. Honest Runstein being on the board is annoying, but on 4 mana, there was a deuce in hand for Yuta, so maybe that's what we are thinking of. Let's see what Ray does. They don't have the best, 4 color doesn't have the best attackers in the world, but 3 damage here, 3 damage there, it stacks up. Ray is saying, hey, I'm going to play this. If you want to counter, I know there's not going to be any one day number, so I can attack freely, right? That's the reason. And Yuta is trying to find one of the other 11 counter spells in the deck rather than trying to represent that one day number. Yeah, here drawing 2, passing the 2. That's at 3 steps ahead, another deuce and an Iganjo, which will serve as a removal spell. Killing Slowurk when there are no creatures in the battlefield. When there are no lands in the graveyard is pretty nice. Way careful there. Oh. So here, ideally, right? Ideally, Ray puts something scary on the stack, and you can go like counter, draw, and keep going from there. Yeah, attacking. Now, Yuta has said in the last turn, right? Hey, I don't have a one day number, so you can attack freely. But that's when the newly drawn Iganjo comes in. Issue is taking 6 damage here is a lot out of 14, so it's scary. But the problem with tapping out in this position is you can let Ray resolve anything, right? They can even like use Otawara from hand to bounce the thing and get back to Otawara. It's just so scary to try to interact with the 4-color legends when they have a slow working play and all of their mana open. But yeah, using mana here to draw extra cards. Now with 3 mana up, you can choose to play TSA, which I don't think is the play, but maybe it is. Okay, 3 steps ahead to draw 2, discard 1. Okay, that's a lot of lands in hand. Sunfall is a great answer to the board. So you get to see 1 more card here, but you lose a counterspell. You use your mana better because you use 3 rather than 2. And now you really need an answer for the board, so maybe digging for extra cards is worth it. But now are you tapping out for Sunfall and then passing the turn with no protection? Or are we just saying, hey, go, and we can draw more cards? Another issue here is an end step Otawara on the temporary lockdown could be extremely annoying. Since right now there's 6 damage in play, and with that lockdown it will be 8. So Yuta has to think out all of these possibilities. And passing the turn, okay. Of course Ray has to, like, has been so many draws now. There could be anything in the hand. After drawing 3 extra cards and the draw step. Ooh, I almost... Shit. Relic is extremely annoying, but now there's no slot, there's no option to deploy an Otawara. So using that march to kill a slow work here would make it so there's no value generated from it, and you take out off 1 mana from the relic. Issue with doing that, well, Ray gets the relic, which is like the most important card for the deck. Is the mana engine that lets them go ham. Here we're attacking for 6 again versus an opponent that's at 2 life. Yuta has, wow, going down to 2. Okay, no fear. No fear. Still in combat, I believe. This is still in combat. Kill that. Otawara only costs 2 mana right now. So it can be bounced with the relic. With the relic mana. Yuta being extremely patient. Extremely patient. It is true that I do not believe the list from Ray has any direct damage, any reach, now we will say. But an issue I have with these blue-white control decks is that your life total only goes down. It can go up sometimes because of the One-Day Emperor, but aside from that, it's like you don't really have life again in the deck. Like you've had in other control cells, like your Sphinx's Revelation and whatnot. Here is just losing life. But it's extremely beautiful is the use of the mana now, thanks to that clue token, which wasn't possible if you used the clue token before. Okay, now it's time. Yeah, and now we have acquired an Otawara and sorry, an Otawara. The Otawara is taken to a hand by Ray, but Yuta has now a One-Day Emperor, I believe, and a Memory Deluge. And if Ray doesn't put pressure on the board this turn, now Yuta can just be super happy about it. That's a form of pressure in the sense that if you flip it and it's a 5/5, that's going to be a lot. But now with the One-Day Emperor in hand, Yuta has to be feeling great. Also, Ray has been missing Landos. Okay. 8 mana is just so sweet, right? Deluge plus Emperor. So we know about Otawara in hand. Otawara scares me because end step Otawara on the lockdown I mean, that's scary to me. Not relic. That has to be fine, right? Ray is playing very patiently, but that's going to give Yuta time. So this is what you want to do, right? Answer the board, don't let them get their synergies, and now punish them with your deluges and whatnot. Yeah, there it is. Look at 4 cards. Sadly, we don't know what he's looking at. It would be very, very nice to know. Now, do you want to fill or ruin that Plaza of Heroes? Because fill or ruin, because Plaza of Heroes just stops your removal, right? So, or do you want to play the One Day Emperor just to have a threat in play? I don't know what I would do here. I think I would just take my turn, be happy, but Yuta seems to be. Oh, okay. I didn't see the march. Yeah, the march is fine. That makes it easier, I think, as a choice over the Fill or Ruin, or like playing the Emperor for a Chuchu. That doesn't really count. Remember, some turns ago, Ray tried to check if there was an Emperor, and there wasn't. But it's been a long time. But now we do have it, so. Are we exiling that thing now? Are we passing the turn? Passing the turn would probably say, hey, I still do not have the Emperor. But it's probably unnecessary. Yeah, it's an unnecessary risk. First of all, the 2 life here matters a lot. You're literally doubling your life total. But also letting Ray get more activations. That doesn't sound smart. Only issue with doing that is you tap out of the loose mana. And I do not believe there are any more draw spells in hand for Yuta. But again, every turn you untap, there's an empty board basically. You have an advantage. Slogurg with 3 mana spare. Yeah. That's fine, right? I mean, that resolves, it's not fine. Slogurg is never fine. It does resolve. Now, Plaza of Heroes becomes a problem. What about Fill or ruining the Plaza of Heroes with a Slogurg on the stack? The issue that then is if you kill the Slogurg, exile it or whatever, they get the value. So interesting. What now? And 2 hours of this is a lot, huh? I don't know in which spot of the turn we are. If we have. Okay, we're still in the main phase. That is going to name probably Use. And say go. Oh, there was another draw spell. Yes, that's sadly what you want. Okay. I do not think the life total is right. Yuta should be at 4. It's extremely relevant since there's a 3-3 in front. Okay, Yuta counting the mana. What now? So the only issues with the life total being so low, you have to be more careful with the threats, right? Like if you get to this board state, to this position in the game at 15 life, you are super clear. you can still use your life total as a resource and take some damage, but now we have already done that. So it's all about finding answers to everything, because everything has to be answered when you're at 2 life. It's problematic. Okay, draw step. Yes. I see a sunfall. Okay, we're making a 2-2. That allows for a double block on the slime. I see a sunfall, I see a land, I see no more lies. An Iganjo. Another land, okay. Now something like a double block on slow work could work. It's a 3-3, but then the Tawara could take it up to a 4-4. What you can do at that point is fill or ruin the plaza. So you double block. Jason goes for the Tawara on the token. You go on response, I want to fill or ruin your Plaza of Heroes. And then Jason, this is not Jason, this is Ray, sorry. Ray goes, okay, I want to use my Plaza of Heroes, I guess, because I'm going to lose it anyway. And I feel, and then you go Iganjo. That's a line. You also just double block and see. But what doesn't really work is just playing the Iganjo. Also, speaking of Jason, if you want to learn the 4-color deck, go check out Jason. Like, there were 2 people from Saturno Fall who top 8'd this thing, and Jason has a Patreon with nice information about how to play the deck. Okay, Ray-san is getting to a red zone. Yeah, double block instantly. Let's see. Is this a yeah? Okay, this is happening exactly as we wanted. Counter there, and now I think you need to use the Fill or Ruin to force the Plaza of Heroes. Because if you Iganjo here, there's just a Plaza of Heroes and it doesn't matter. Yuta is saying, hey, take 2. So now the life total is correct. Take 2. Okay, and now still in combat, Iganjo. And if you want to use your Plaza of Heroes, you have to tap out. That's fine. Is that better than using the Fill or Ruin on the Plaza of Heroes? Okay. Raid CFTSOC let that happen. I think here what happened is a bit of, hey, I know you have the Plaza of Heroes, it's on the table. So I'm telling you I have something. And if you tap out for the Plaza of Heroes and don't do anything else in your turn, I'm going to punish you. I think that's what happened. But now, Yuta can kill that Plaza of Heroes and there's no slow to bring it back. Because the issue with killing the Plaza of Heroes beforehand is that then it comes back. So yeah, this is kind of cool, I think. Is that better than the line I was saying? Like, you took more damage to do that. But maybe it's better. So, important to note, there are no more basics in the 4-color deck. So, I feel Ruin is Wasteland with upside. Upside being you get a land back. You're a mana hungry deck. Yuta is playing 28 lands. Unlike Nasif, for example, who was playing 27. So now we have reduced the mana to a point where no more lies is an effective counterspell. And that's always Ray. What is Ray going to do now? Are they going to just slam the... I have seen the hand, because sometimes you just look. But there's an Honest Run State there. So Honest Run State would be a great way to rebuild. Oh no, there's there's green mana thanks to that. Okay, stopping that from happening. And now I think Yuta is just going to win this game easily. Because even if it's honest rush thing, get back a slow look, you are like, sure, that's all fine. Let me memory deluge, sample the board again. And when you sample on 5, the issue is you sample, then your opponent reveals. When you sample on 10, you sample and then you counter whatever they try to reveal with. So that's great. Yeah, honest rush thing. If there's a counter spell, you can counter it. Especially if 3 steps ahead here, like counter draw, it's an easy way to close out the game. The most interesting play for me this game, oh, this is interesting too, choosing to leave 7 mana up to deluge over the draw 2. That's interesting. I need to learn how to use this card, so let's stop here for a second. No, let's not stop. So there has been 2 positions in which Yuta has used 3 steps ahead differently that I would. I wouldn't have drawn when he had the clue, and I would have seen less cards and used my mana less efficiently. Not that turn only, but the other turn later, where on 7 Yuta could, or on 6, I don't know, on 7 I think Yuta did like some fall plus activate the clue or something like that. There was a moment where that clue came up, and now here he has counter rather than counter draw, which is quite interesting to me, because counter draw is more cards. Like next turn you will be able to activate them to flashback the value, so you could counter draw at any point you want. But he chose to go for the... He's probably looking for specific answers at that point. Like more counter spells and another Feel of Ruin for the cavern. So if you have another counter spell for the next slow and you can kill that cavern, that's nice. So I'm assuming that's why he went for the memory deluge there. Again, mana efficiency over cards, I guess. And it's quite interesting to me how the 5 mana option wasn't used there. Okay. And another time. Now this is when the blue-eye control deck exerts dominance, right? Still very interesting than the play of Otawara, the lockdown has never been done. Okay. Yeah, that's exiled. That dark waste is so beautiful. Okay, Mirex will close up the game eventually. What is this? 4 mana Takenuma? Fine. So Yuta doesn't have Tide Binders in the main deck, so he cannot interact with this kind of situations. Getting back the run step. So Yuta has used 3 steps ahead. I remember this play that's going to happen now. I think I remember it. And it involves the make disappear and sacrificing a token, which is extremely cool. Extremely cool. Put that on the stack and go, hey, for 4 mana, this, make a token, and sacrifice the token to make disappear casualty. That's so cool. That wins the game right there. Because now you just start activating Mirex, and you don't. The good thing I like about Mirex is you don't have to tap out, right? Because if you are attacking with the land, oh, we're not even activating Mirex, we are just searching for more answers. The thing with attacking with the land is you have to tap out for it. But Mirex is just, hey, end your end step, make a token, make another token, and just go ham. I think, okay, that's a counterspell on land. I think that's going to the bottom. And yeah, drawing extra card with the deduce, draw. Okay. Oof. So the true issue was maintaining the board clear, right? In game one, you always have to remember that they are going to draw cut downs, go for throats, and silly cards like those. So if you keep the board clear and there are no intis and no ronas, they cannot get rid of those cards and they cannot generate card advantage basically. Also, it was interesting here in this position to not kill the relic. I guess there's a lot of mana already, and using the march on the relic doesn't really make sense when you can use the march on the next legend they play. And drawing, and drawing. Yeah. That's what you do, right? You keep drawing extra cards all the time. And just have answers to everything your opponent does, and never running out of them, and just killing and killing. Yuta Takahasi, what a master. We can fill or ruin. We can take them out of green mana by fill or ruining the Theatoras and marching the relic. That's something. And also can do nothing, just pass the turn. Yeah, march that. Okay. Ray asking for I don't know, counter spells. March. How many marches? That's gone. Attacking. Yeah. Everything at one life, right? And one is not zero. Okay, TSA double make disappear and another Wandering. That's also a beautiful Wandering version of the Wandering Emperor, by the way. Easily like 35 euros or something. Oh, no more basics? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 basics for Yuta? Maybe 6. Yeah, 6 basics only? Nasif is playing 8. I like Nasif's 8 basics. Yeah. Passing the turn, making another mirror extra. This is just academic how to close it out, so let's go to the next one. I don't think we're going to learn anything from there. Game 2. Okay. Oh, the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 cards. That looks like a Sunken Citadel, March, Phantom Interference, No More Lies, Demolition Field, 3 steps ahead, Restless Anchorage. So 3 lands, 3 counter spells and a removal. And mulligan for Ray, I think that was. Are we leading on Anchorage? Yeah, right? Yeah. Because it's 2 mana versus the Sunken Citadel, that's only 1. Now, first question of the game. Well, let's get the draw step, of course. That was a deserted bridge, I think. Are we exiling that? When? When are we supposed to use the March's pitch ability? Like here? Because the March is all when you're on the draw, like you are never getting to exile what you want, right? You are so behind on mana. Here you could go March for 1, exile No More Lies, and play a tap land. And stopping the Rona actually seems so important, right? I think so. I think that our hand is kind of slow with the tap lands. I think it's time to exile it, but I never know. Like I don't want to chew for one myself. I never want to. I never know when to do it. Okay, seems Yuta disagrees. Good. Oh well, if we have a phantom interference. That's a reason to not do it, right? Because you are representing the interference here. But now with the cavern, you can do it now. Because now the phantom interference does nothing. Okay, there it is. To the front of the hand. Yeah, so you exile that. Don't let them keep looting, because when they start looting with a slow working play, that sucks. Also now the counterspells are a bit worse. It's so weird when you have counterspell versus a deck that cannot play extra things because they are legendary. They can, you know, sometimes they want to sacrifice things to the legend rule and everything, but in many situations they don't play extra spells. So your counterspells can get bad very quickly. Another thing that's interesting is, since there's only one ooze in the deck, right? So if there's a slow working play, you don't care about the cavern until you kill that slow work and they play the next one. So it's not like you have to, oh, I need to immediately fill or ruin the cavern. If this was a Merfolk deck and they have a Merfolk, cavern Merfolk, you need to immediately kill that to unlock all your other counterspells. But now every other legend is counterable. So that's very interesting about this format in general. It happens versus Black Green. They go Vampire. Oh, play a Preacher. Okay, you don't need to kill the cavern because the 4th drop is going to be a Phyrexian. Okay, now we are drawing, right? With the 3 steps ahead. This position, I understand. You draw here because your hand is set, you have all counterspells, and you need to find a removal for slow. That's not easy. So those are my 2 main issues with this version of blue-white control. When to draw and when to pitch. This game we have seen both modes, the pitching and the drawing. So it's nice to see situations in which it's right to do those. Now we have a sample in hand, so if Ray plays a second legend, a second creature, that would be interesting. Just lower hits hard, huh? That's 7 damage so Slower has dealt already. It's only going to roll. So I do not know if the Legends deck plays counterspells. In the sideboard, you know, like negate or what have you. Good thing is Honest Ransing is not as great in this matchup because of, well, all the exiling. That's good to know. Because it's one of the main value engines for the 4-color deck. I do think this version of blue-white control, since the answers are so good and powerful, right? Like, you have a cancel with upside, with a good upside, that's also modal and useful. You have sweepers that are very, very powerful. So, since the answers are so powerful, the deck is easier to play than other versions of control decks we have seen in the past, where you had to be much more careful how you match your answers. When you have universal answers, life is easier. It gets a lot easier. Here we are drawing again. Makes a lot of sense. The issue with killing Slowwork is it gets a land back. Oh, this card. So I think here is, hey, I see you are not overcommitting to a war, so I don't want my sweepers. I just want to 1-for-1 your creatures. I think that's what's going on here. So we have 1 and a white, kill something, put 2 treasures. Don't know the name of that. Get lost in hand. Is that an Iganyu? Or a one-day Emperor? They look so similar. The alternate arts on those look so similar. Okay, counter draw. That's impressive and great. Okay. Feels so nice to counter draw, right? It's like a cryptic command. Now Jason can. Oh, Jason. Oh my god. Ray. Ray can play Ronstein, but that Ronstein runs into the Sunfall. 9 life. There are versions of 4 color. If you are not playing with open deck lists, keep in mind there are versions of 4 color that do play a thing that deals damage. The Vial Smasher, I think, is the name, and it's also an infinite combo with 2 Runsteins and whatnot. So be mindful of that in your. I mean, nobody's playing standard with closed deck lists, right? They're just playing the RC like that, and that's open deck list. Okay. Wow, still passing at all. So patient. This is how. What is this, like 45% of the life total? Okay, Runstein. The issue is you can let resolve the Runstein, right? Because you have a sweeper in hand, but if Rona goes back to hand, but it doesn't go back to the battlefield, you will have to deal with that later. Huh. Interesting. Kill the slower now? Why? Why do it now? I want to know. Oh, that's so cool. Kill the slower in response so it goes to the graveyard and you can pick it up with Honest Runstein. That's such a cool play. And it's going to resolve, right? Oh, I'm just no life gain then. Wow. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, there's a reduce in hand. That's nice. That's something to do with the mana. I'm not sure about. I need to think. Why? Why? Like I get trying to exile the Emperor, but why at that spot? Try to exile the slow, but why in that sad spot? Because like Otawara was alive already with 3 mana, and the slow. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a card in the cyber from Ray that makes this play more reasonable. Have to think about that. Alright, now we untap and there's only 1 threat on the board, which we can use a Chuchu from the Emperor to trade with you. It's the same to only get like 2 activations out of the Emperor rather than keep activating like a normal Planeswalker, right? It's not terrible either. Huh. Now another Emperor. +1/+1 on that thing. That's so tempting. Wow, that's so patient. Okay, I don't mind this. I think it's because now Natonius Runstein may attack now and run into the Emperor, right? Okay. Attacking. And now it's Emperor time. Well, there's a Sunfall in hand. Still. Emperor make a 2/2 and block. Don't mind that. Oh, we are going for the exile to stop the recursion from Takenuma and gaining a bit of life. Okay, well, that's interesting. Is that better than just making a 2/2? Damn it! Why? Why? What's that? It has to be because they play a million Takenumas and you don't want them to have recursion, right? Because Honest Runstein, get back Honest Runstein, that's super annoying. So this way, you are stopping that recursion, I guess. It has to be that. I guess it makes sense, like, if you can keep the graveyard clear, like, Yuta is not playing Rest in Peace. So it's not going to be like, oh, I find a Rest in Peace and all your recursion is gone. That's a lot of colorless lands. My goodness. Sunfall just for the one. And Ray is going to draw in response. Yeah. Now, I like activating Restless Anchor. Oh, we cannot activate Restless Anchorage. We're missing blue mana. White mana, sorry. But there was an option, right? With the Mirrex, paying 1 life. Paying 1 life when you're 7 is not great. Just to get an attack in. Now, I think it has to be time to activate that Demolition Field. Just to get basics. Because between Mirrex, Demolition Field, Field of Ruin, that's way too many colorless lands. Yeah, that's a 1/1. Are we Demolition Field? Demolition Ruin the Cavern or the Restless? No, that's a choice. 4 mana, what? Taken 1. Alright. So, in case you didn't notice, Ray orders the graveyard, creatures, lands, rest of the spells. I quite like it, so you can pick that up if you want to play the 4 color legends. Because the rest of the spells don't matter at all. Creatures matter for Takenuma and Honest Runstein, and lands matter for Slowwork, so it's very cool to do it that way. Okay, are we pulling the trigger here? There's a swamp in the deck, so this is, yeah, I like going for the creature land, I think. Since we have already used three steps ahead, 3 of the 4 copies in the deck, it's not like you are going to be able to counter a Slowwork later in the game. Yeah, flipping that thing. Now we can start attacking. Gray playing around the No More Lies, which since Yuta, like in turn 2, chose to exile a No More Lies to the March, Roy may think since then that there's another No More Lies in hand for Yuta. Which I do think is right, actually. Is that double Mirrex? Yes. Okay, we are Field of Ruin in the cavern now. Playing like that. Or how? Playing? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Leaving the Mirrex up for later. Getting probably a Plains. Those beautiful Guru lands. I know. No, not Earth from Rule Turf and everything, but the lands are still beautiful. And we are activating and attacking. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You want to be patient, Ray? I want to attack you down. I like this. Blue White mid range getting in. Okay, growing the land. I'm making a choo-choo. Or growing the choo-choo. Okay, we're growing. Well, we're exploring on the choo-choo. And no reason to use that filler ruin here. This seems like total control. Oh, there's no cyborg, right? This is only game 2. I was talking about cyborging and everything, but why would Ray have cut downs after cyborg? I was thinking about that. Like maybe killing the land is super important. No, there's no cyborg. This is game 1. So game 1 seems, I mean, how at least how these games have played out. Blue White has a lot of tools to make the 4-color legends life miserable, and this version doesn't even play farewell. You play a farewell. Wow, it's really good. Truly a goodbye, right? So yeah. All right. Well, the mana advantage is astounding. No memory deluge have been played this game. Am I lagging? Yeah, I'm lagging. Wait. Okay, it seems my computer is now better, and my internet too. Is it though? Because this doesn't seem like HD. Where were we? Yeah, so Rona has resolved, but we have we're proactive, right? We have so much more mana. Sunken Citadel is pretty awesome when you can use it to activate your lands for free. Oh wow. Oh wow, that's aggressive. Bye tokens. I mean, I guess it's always the same idea. You are not a mid-range deck that you need to extract value out of every card, and you are a control deck and you want to win by an unsurmountable advantage. And that's what matters. It doesn't matter like, oh, one more token here if I get an extra choo-choo. No, it's all about hitting hard. Cut down? No cut down. Okay. Attack for 3. Get a map token. Are we using the map token? No, we are keeping up them no more lies. I think that was a slow. There's a very clear no more lies being represented here. And Ray is going to respect it. It's also nice because Yuta understands that he's not like we saw last game how Yuta was drawing cards. At every spot possible, the choice was drawing stochastic. I can activate Mirror-X or I can cast Memory Deluge. And here is the other way around. We don't have Memory Deluge. We are using our mana. We are keeping up counterspells when we can, but we are using our mana. And here is the first Memory Deluge in the game. It's just such a great card. It snowballs the card advantage. Like itself is already like 11 mana, draw 4 of your top 11, right? But the first one finds you the second one, that keeps you churning through your deck, and it's just incredible. Okay, exiling that. We could attack here, but of course, now this is what I was saying, right? Like, attacking when we need to use our mana is great, but also leaving up the counter spells is pretty nice. Beating that because now we just want more 3 steps ahead. and more deluges. Ray still respecting that no more lies, but I don't think that's going to change anything. Cyber. So usually when you are a deck with removal spells, sideboarding versus a control deck favors you because you take out those dead removal spells. But in this position, the 4-color legends can be attacked right through graveyard and stuff like that. So being able to bring in Unlicensed Hearse or Rest in Peace or Cootseal's Flanker gives you some advantage in the sideboard games. So I don't know which player, which deck will improve more. Well, you cannot improve more than Yuta because Yuta is amazing. So yeah, I guess Yuta is improving more. But deck wise, I think it's going to be pretty even after Cyber. But of course, going into a Cyber games with a 2-0 lead, yeah, another March. This is academic again. 4, go down to 10. We can watch one more turn, but 3 mana, please lower. You can no more lies. Oh wow, beautiful. 2 times already that make disappear has been key in a spot where no more lies would have felt short. It's extremely interesting to me. Now maybe it's time to activate both lands and attack with both. Okay, there it is. I feel happy when I think about a play and it's not the complete opposite of what Yuta does, because I feel like an idiot when it's the other way around. And we're putting a counter to keep up the pressure. Yeah. That way we play around the cut downs. That's 6, go down to 4. Next turn both lands can be lethal, because now you're going to map onto one and then map onto the other, most certainly. And there's another Anchorage in hand. Yeah. This is basically done. I don't think you put that into a graveyard because you want to activate again. Oh, we're leaving Mirror's activation. Okay. Mirror's activation is nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just closing up the game and going to Cyborg. Hey, I want to grow my token. And I want to activate my lands. This one, that one, and the other one. No, not the other one. Map here. They're super dead. Okay. Alright. Okay. Cyber games. I think CFTSOC just showed their phone pin on camera before this. That's not great. I hope it is. I mean, I didn't want to check. Whatever. Well, can I wandering deserted land, Sunfall, Tawara? I think there's a phantom interference in there too, which has been deemed unplayable by other control masters, like a Frenchman. Rona activation. Rona is so cool. Oh, where's Lamin? Turn 3? Runstein. It was a TIE Binder. Oh, TIE Binder is another of the great cyber cards that Blue White gains after this. So activation, Pima. Pima. Oh yeah. Now I like this Blue White deck, huh? It's pretty great. Duress. Always annoying. A lot of redundance here. I count Sweeper Emperor is a great hand. Oh, there was an Otawara, so I saw that perfectly. The other one was a Deduce, not a Phantom Interference. I missed on that one. So if Ray takes Sunfall, they can try to overload the board. This is what we've talked about, right? Since they are legends, the creatures, I mean, they are legends. It's hard for Ray to deploy like 5 creatures. I'm not sure there are 5 different creatures in the deck. One has low, honest one stay immunity, and sometimes like Airtie, Sheldred. Yeah, there can be 5 creatures, but that's it. We're attacking? Oh yeah, I love it. This is a great spot, right, to trade with a Slowwork? I don't think it behooves Ray to trade, but... Oh wow, we did that? Without playing the land to represent the Wandering Emperor. Oh wow, why? I mean, it's not representing the Wandering Emperor because there's a Wandering Emperor in hand. I think that's saying, wow, why? So, of course, if you have 4 lands in play, they are never blocking, right? Because you will get them. So you don't play the land to try to bait them into trading, because slow trading without drawing cards is a rare abyss, and you want that to happen. That's pretty cool. Oh. Okay, and now you still have the Emperor to play, so there are no good attacks for Ray. Sleepy baby, actually. Okay, what now? I'm attacking. What does it say if you attack here? What is the read? Because it's like, I know you have the Emperor, but I'm attacking anyway. It could signify, hey, I'm going to use my land. That attack I don't dislike, because yeah, taking 1 is fine, and it's also free to attack. If you're going to play another creature, oh wow, Vigilance Rona. Oh, this one is not stopped by the tie binder. Okay. Make a choo-choo. Ah. Make a choo-choo. Or grow the tie binder. That will also work. Growing the tie binder has the upside of getting the Emperor outside of range. Yeah, yep, like that. I like that. Now it's harder to attack it down. Way harder. I mean, the Emperor is such a cool card, and it's hard to play. Yeah, many times it's like -2, the Mega Choo-Choo is done. But it has so many options, like it doesn't have the most loyalty ever. Oh, that was the reason. You plus it because you want to Sunfall. But now Ray cannot Awara here. Yeah, if you want to Sunfall, you 100% plus, of course. But I think even if you don't want to Sunfall, you can plus to make it harder to kill. The classic slow get back the land. Such a cool play. This 4-color Legends deck is a beauty. They have a choo-choo. Too tired. I slept like 6. You get at some point in life when you get older that it doesn't matter if you just sleep 9 hours, 10 hours. If you get to do that, but like let's say you sleep 8+ hours, and you wake up tired because your body's like, ha ha ha, you slept wrong. Well, that's me today. We're making a 3/3 so we can attack through slow. That makes sense. It's interesting how Yuta is playing in a way where he is the control deck, so he gets the late game, but he's also the one that's getting to attack. putting Ray on the back foot somehow. I would say that's impressive. Okay. Double block. Can I double block? Yes. Now what are we doing? Tawara in the token again? Alright. That's only 2 mana because of the land giving double mana for land activations. Now Yuta doesn't have to do anything, right? It's just -2 the Emperor. Yeah. And Ray is fine with that. That's interesting. I think Yuta is being patient with the Field of Ruins until there is the swamp in play, when we have seen him being a bit more liberal with activations. I guess because at that point you get an advantage out of the Field of Ruin. While now, like, Field of Ruin in a Plaza of Heroes is interesting in the sense that Plaza of Heroes is a good land to have in play, and stopping it is good for you. But you're not getting ahead by doing that. Okay. So Yuta still has Otawara in hand and an unknown. What is this? Jace. Paying 2 life for it. Jace is annoying. And drawing immediately. Okay. Wow, 2 lands. Wow, that slow work is beefy now. Still the Emperor in hand, so here the play could be play Emperor, bounces low. Well, first you bounce a slow, so Otawara cannot be activated, and then you play Emperor and attack Jace. But Jace plus 1 in ones is not very powerful, and using bouncing Otawara in a way. I mean, that land giving double mana is doing a lot of work this game. Now slower can grow. So for those of you who remember, when slower has three counters, you can remove the counters to bring it back to your hand. So that's like extremely annoying. Yuta has generated 0 card advantage this game, and Ray has been able to pace their threats. The Duress was taking the 2 for 1 actually was very annoying, and also giving Ray the information on what was on the hand. That's the issue with the Cyber, right? Okay, and that's an attack for 6, which is a lot. A lot. So what now? Without card advantage, it's harder to win these games. Also, like, it's not game 1, so there are no dead draws for Ray, which was one of the things in game 1, right? All the time. And that's interesting. I do not think that Rona is going to be played. Why would it? Playing directly into Sunfall? That would be sus. At best. Maybe. Okay. That's interesting. What are we doing now? Yeah, taking the draw. I guess this is a way of saying to Yuta, hey, I know your hand, right? Because Ray knows the hand. And if you don't find a sweeper in 2 turns max, you're dying. I think that's what's happening. Yuta still has Emperor and Otawara. Never playing the Otawara. I think that was a duress from the top. Maybe not. Okay. Emperor. Imperium Rex. Attempt to exile that thing. Yeah, that's not working very well, is it? Now, when you get to this point in the game, it's really hard to win. It's really, really hard to win. The Spanish will say the 4-color deck has the Chiringuito up. And they're just doing, I guess, shenanigans will be that, like, more or less. Like, they're doing all their shenanigans. I don't know. Chiringuito. Okay, looting. How does Yuta? So Sweeper is like the first draw. I think that's going to be enough. This is the issue with blue white, right? You generate 0 card advantage. Like you have 4 deduces and 4 deluge as your main draw spells. So if you're not drawing those, what are you doing? Okay. Oh, 3 steps ahead in hand. Huh. It's a way of card advantage, but it's also like we are totally dying to that slow work. Make a 2-2, pass the turn. Slow work is lethal, but we have Tawara in hand to stop it. It's not amazing, but at least we don't die. Interesting. I think it's Otawara time. I think it's Otawara time. Having to kill the both Plaza heroes first. No more basics, of course. The issue with Otawara here is that it will tap Yuta out of 3 steps ahead mana. That's not great either. That should be dead. Yeah, okay. Your go. 2 cards in hand, 1 is Otawara. 2 cards, maybe there are 3 cards. There seems to be an issue here. What's going on? At what point they are? Solved. Upkeep. Otawara. Bringing back. Yeah. Still, this is too much. Even without a Relic of Legends to generate extra mana. If you get to this point, I think the 4-color Legends just wins from here. Because there's even a Jace there, right? Like that Jace is going to start to draw 3 cards, not 1, 2, 3. It's going to take a while. There are 10 cards in Raythang's graveyard right now. And CFTSOC. I don't know which name they prefer. Okay, GG. Game 3 goes to Raythang, taking the first one after sideboard. So how did Yuta lose this game? It was because of the lack of card advantage, right? So when you have card advantage, first of all, you don't trade. Your trades, because you are trading at a disadvantage versus cards like a Slowhook and Honest Runstein. But it doesn't matter if you draw 10 extra cards with your things. But this game that didn't happen, so that's the issue. That's the main issue, I guess. Okay. Let's see now. This is a little bit sped up. I haven't touched anything, but this seems they're playing faster, which is really nice. People play so slowly. Like, I get it, you are in the top 8 of a PT, take your time, but damn, people play super slow. Okay, being on the player is also so nice. For blue-white. Because you're playing a cancel. You get to cancel before your opponent does something. It's too meaningful. But that's why Yuta is playing so many 2-mana counterspells in his list. Because he wants to stop the 3-drops when on the draw. Which I kind of like. But I have been liking Nassif's. Like, I played this blue-white list and the Nassif's one. I think Nassif's one is better. It feels smoother. And I think Nassif is probably a better deck builder too. Are we drawing here? Oh, we can decide runner, that's nice. I like that. Looting, sure. Always looting, always filling the graveyard. Yeah, March is even like you could sideboard out the March on the play. On the draw, sorry, but on the play is nice, right? Because this dynamic happens a lot. In this matchup and every matchup, like you pass the turn saying, hey, I have a counterspell. And you go, oof, I'm going to sidestep your counterspell, but I'm not playing anything. And it's okay, now I have recouped the extra mana the March costs, right? Because March is X plus 1, so you're always at a mana disadvantage when you're killing something with March. But if your opponent skips a turn, like it happened here, you get that mana back. So that's a very interesting dynamic, I think. Maybe what I said is blatantly obvious, and I think it is, but sometimes, like, you know the idea, but until you play the games and face the spot, you don't really grasp it. Okay, now we are in the counter draw territory. I think you counter draw anything you can, right? Or do you? Oh, no more lies, right? Spending a no more lies when possible. Which is not going to be now, because Roy, I think Roy is going to play a land first. Yeah. And now you go counter draw. Get your advantage. 2 for 1. Now, okay, you have to think. Because they know you can counter draw if you have it. The thing is, how are they going to punish me for tapping out? And I don't think they can. You counter draw and you have another counter draw, and now you found a removal spell. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, Relic is fine. Relic basically invalidates the soft counters. No more lies, Phantasmal Intervention, I don't know what's the name of the pay 2 mana pay 2 miscalculation. But it doesn't invalidate. Oh, Phantom Interference, that's the name. Phantom Interference. Phantom Interference. Okay. Now, No More Lies would stop Seldred and would stop a 3-drop unless there's another land. Another indie here? Okay. Yuta has been very aggressive on killing the relics whenever possible, which makes sense because it's such a big mana engine, and you have in Yuta's list, I think there are up to 7 soft counters, right? 4 No More Lies, 1 Phantom Interference, 2 Phantom Interference, 1 Make Disappear, if I'm correct. So that's 7 soft counters that basically get rendered useless because of the relic and the extra mana it provides. So with this version, you have to be extra aggressive with keeping the relic out of the board. I don't know if you should do that with any version. It's an interesting question. Okay. All right. Hey, before you do that, Int is such a good card. But now Yuta has 5 mana up for 3 steps ahead counter draw. That's interesting again. Also, no slowworks this game, which is the most annoying card because it's the one that's so hard to trade with at an advantage. We're playing that first before even attacking. But this is playing right into a Sunfall. Things you never play into a Sunfall because you have Otawara to save your creatures, and if you have Inti, you get an extra draw out of it. And so cool. So cool. And with Rona plus Inti is such an engine too. 4 color decks. Are we going to Sunfall here in this position? I think so. Are we going to Otawara something back to hand? Probably. Oh, Airtie. No. Oh. That Airtie ran directly into the No More Lies. How did this happen? There's also Phantom Interference in hand, so that's what Yuta is thinking. Whether to play one or the other. Oh wow, how... Oh, wait. Why? Why did Ray think there was a tapping out there? The fail case is so big. When you can just go Otawara, get a trigger of your Inti, bounce it back to hand and replay again. But now, there's no board. There's been a 2-for-1. There's been... I'm not sure. Did Yuta do something? Did I miss something? Some spot where Yuta could have used a counter and didn't, thus telling Ray, hey, I do not have it? And Ray thought there wasn't a counter here? Or is just Airtie is so expensive? You have to play it when possible. Yeah, like Salvet is a great follow-up. Probably the best follow-up, but still, at 19 life, Yuta has time. Because he also has blockers. And the main card advantage engine of this deck is Memory Deluge, which plays around Salvet's ability quite nicely. Because you don't trigger it. Oh. And maybe it's just that Airtie is so expensive, you have to go for it when you can. And Yuta really prepared. But maybe I missed something. Maybe there was a spot where Yuta said, hey, I don't have it. Maybe by aggressively attacking with the land. But it was an attack with the land with a lot of mana. So it's not like saying, hey, yep, you got me, I have nothing in hand. Because if on turn 4 you go activate land attack, maybe you're telling your opponent, hey, my hand is shit. But I don't know. Yeah. At least there's Sheldred with Plaza of Heroes, which will protect it from One in Emperor and whatnot. This is interesting. Slow on the stack. That's good. But controllable. Pay 2 more. Oh, there's a Wandering Emperor in hand. So this is tapping out the Plaza of Heroes. But Ray shouldn't attack then, right? Oh, Ray saying, hey, why do you want me to tap out? Basically. Okay, transform. Okay. tie binder now would finish the game. Upkeep, okay. But there's the Plaza of Heroes. We know about that one. It's there on the battlefield. Yuta knows, we know, everybody knows about that. So tie binder would be game over, right? Like kill your Sheldred, put a 3-tune play, and you lose a land. Okay, that resolves, I think. So yeah, take 2 from Sheldred. Play an extra land. And now we can jump. Or we can kill the Plaza of Heroes. So Sheldred is not protected next to. I like that. I like killing the Plaza here. To be honest, yeah, I like killing the Plaza. Was there an option to do that last turn? So let's go back a second. Yeah, here Yuta could have again attempt to kill your Plaza and then one in. I like that better, right? Unless we are just happy with the tap you outplay. You know, they've been playing for an hour and 20 minutes more because we have been skipping things in the video. Not us, but like the production. So they've been here for an hour and a half. So it could have been a blunder to not realize there's a sunken citadel that lets the Plaza get activated. But then, why did you make them pay 2 more for slow walk, right? That's intricate. I don't know how to decipher those turns. I would have gone for like activate Feel or Ruin on your Plaza. If you want to activate Plaza in response, yeah, we both trade lands. And I kill your Sheldred anyway. Is there a backup Wandering? That's what I'm thinking, right? A backup Wandering could be the thing. In case of a backup Wandering, what if Ray never attacks again? Okay, champion. Ray could just stay put. No more lights and backup Wandering. I like untapping. I don't know the cyborg from Ray. There has to be a negate somewhere in that cyborg. Yeah, take 2. Oh, we are attacking. Getting frisky. The issue here is Otawara. Otawara or another Ertai, but we have Ertai covered. So we are waiting for Otawara. Now you are extremely patient. What you do is, if they attack, you activate the land to block. Trade the land for Sheldred, but then minus the Emperor and get rid of Sheldred. And then if they Otawara, at that point you play your second Emperor and you exile it. Getting rid of Sheldred once and for all. Because the Takenuma recursion is so powerful in this deck. Yeah. I like putting the land there. Like, hey, blocker, look at me. What I'm scared about here, what if Ray stops tapping that Sheldred? It's just like, hey, go, take 2. Well, in that case, we have the Delius. No, there's the Delius in the graveyard. I must say, I like having the graveyard in a whole pile. If your memory is great and you are not going to forget the Delius, I like not showing it. Of course, when your opponent asks, you go, okay, here it is. But that's the punish, right? If you don't attack with Sheldred, I Delius. If you attack with Sheldred, I can threaten the block and then use the Wandering to get rid of it. I like where this game is going for Yuta. course, we know Yuta wins. We don't know if it wins now or later. I don't know if there's going to be a game 5. Alright, attacking. Can I block? Ooh, was that Peke? This is so beautiful. I think you let it go, right? You have 7 mana to play Deluxe now after blocking. That's beautiful. Oh, we let it. Okay. No tapping out for Deluxe. Well, hey, I want to sile it and stay the same life total. Oh, but I want to save it. Alto. Policía. Have a backup. One day Emperor. You have no more blue mana for shenanigans. Yeah. Oh, we let it resolve. There's a cavern on human. Oh, the issue now is we got no more lies because we have double no more lies. So what we can do is if they put Soldered on the stack, we can one day Emperor, no more lies, the Solder. Clearing the board and tapping, having the Deluxe for 7 and getting away with the game that way. Yuta is always moving around the lands. Always in a weird way that I don't really understand, so it's not like he's giving away information. Yeah, now there are 4 lands there, so it could be an Emperor. It could also be any other thing, I don't know. Ray has shown such a determination to play around things, especially no more lies. Okay, one in Emperor. Exile your Ronadama. Gone. But Runestein is resolving because it's a human, so it's uncontrollable because of the cavern. Peque, la cabeza. Okay. Sergio Peque, the best judge in the world. Not close, I think. In my opinion. In my very biased opinion, this is the best judge in the fucking world. Mainly because he's a very good player. So he understands everything that's going on in the games. And he's a very good judge because he knows a lot about the rules and everything. So that combination, best judge in the world. Okay, we are deducing. If I deduce here, end step, I will tap 4 mana, draw 3. Like 2 for the deduce and the clue, and 1 for my turn, and just untap. With no time in the round, doesn't really matter. But in a timed round, don't go like draw 1, look at it, crack the clue, look at it, untap. What are you going to do with that card? Nothing, you are tapped out. Sota does that. Sota was like, you watched when he won the Calades? End step, draw 2, take 3 cards and tap. Not even looking at the cards. Who cares? Ooh, that was a great draw. Demolition Field and Tie Binder? Oh yeah. Now Demolition Field is killing the land for wood, so is Wasteland. That's so interesting about this matchup. Since you have Wastelands in your deck, your mana leaks work better. Because even late in the game, first of all, your opponent is keeping lands in hand because they are spells. Second of all, you are killing their lands that are in play. So both things combined put you to the place where it's turn 8, 9, 10, and making them pay 3 extra mana hurts. So that's pretty cool. Well, I think we're in a great spot. It was interesting to me because that spot when we blocked with the Restless Anchorage, I would have liked playing the Memory Deluxe at that point. But maybe not. Double countering this is interesting because slow on the battlefield is just so annoying to deal with. Another thing you can do is, okay, that resolves, but they lose for 7, so that's fine. I like that too. But I think that the Lose should have been played with the Restless Anchorage. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Right? There are several things I do not understand. And I cannot find the answer. I would love to ask Yuta. Please, Yuta, watch this video and tell me why you didn't play that. And why there was another play I asked about and I didn't understand. But now, whenever you are flashback in a memory they lose, you are truly getting ahead. Oh, another Field of Ruin? That's good. That's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basics. So Field of Ruin is just Wasteland now. 1 mana Wasteland. So it's like what's the one that was played in Modern before? Tectonic Edge. It's Tectonic Edge. Should you Tectonic Edge here? There's only one blue source in the battlefield. I will Tectonic Edge that. That means no Tawara. Oh yeah, I think I would Tectonic Edge that. No Tectonic Edge. Okay. Is that a Phantom Interference? I think being only one, like the only source of blue mana, you should take Edge that, right? Also, that means Sheldred. Even with a land drop, you can normalize a Sheldred. I don't know. The issue is slow work. Because you give a counter to slow work by doing that. Tap 2 lands, untap. Attack. Wow. That's going far away, huh? Like, whoa. Attack in your face. There are a lot of good lands in the graveyard, sorry. Why the Triumph? What do you want to kill? What do you want to stop? It's the only red source, but I fear Otawara. I fear Otawara profoundly. Oh, nice. I like that. I still don't know why you would go after the black green land and red rather than the blue one. There are 2 Intis in the graveyard. Inti is the only red card, right? But there are Ronas, which there are 3 gone. But it's just about Otawara for me. It's all about Otawara. Okay, Takenuma. I presume this is happening with the Tiebinder trigger on the stack. Get 1 counter and maybe 2 more. Another one and another one. So this goes up to 3. Goes up to 2 and then up to 3, right? Yeah, there were 3 lands. So you can bring it back to hand. 3 in total, yes, it goes up to 3. And you bring it up to hand and take 3 lands. That makes sense. Including a cavern, which is quite annoying. Peke. Okay, oh. Now Sunfall is going to be powerful after all this is done. But Ray is going to get so many lands back in hand. Okay, Slowul cannot be countered. Go. Deducing with that on the stack doesn't really matter, I don't think. And drawing with the clue, getting slightly ahead on cards, even though Slowul just keeps coming back. Okay. Just realize Ray tapped out of blue mana. That's interesting to me. So Sunfall here. Sunfall have double counter spell up for the next threats and have a 4/4. That sounds amazing. Pass the turn. Wow. The patience. 7 life. No Sunfall. Why? Why no Sun folder? What? So 3 manas. Oh my god. Are we playing a Sheldred and now the Sunfall is going to be devastating? Is that it? Is that what's happening? Is being that patient with Sunfall? Oh, 3 steps ahead. Interesting. So counter draw. Get more value. It's all about the value, right? It's all about drawing extra cards whenever you can. Let's see now. There's a Restless Anchorage at least. Again, double counterspell for after the Sunfall. This may be the last Sunfall in the deck, so maybe that's a reason to be so patient about it. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't Sunfall last turn, why would you Sunfall now? The board is stale, right? It's a stale board. So why would you? At some point you can even start attacking with the land. The Anchorage is amazing for that. Also, Sunfalling when there's a slow work in play sucks because, you know, you get 3 lands back, which are basically 3 spells. Relic. We have been very aggressive when dealing with the Relic of Legends. And we're going to try to double counter that Relic now. At this point in the game, the counter spells are a bit dead, and if the Relic resolves, they're even more dead. Also, we have seen several times during the match that Ray didn't pay in a situation similar to this. And maybe they don't pay now. Which is amazing, because it converts, see, now. Instead of having a 2 mana leak, you have a 2 mana counterspell. And this is part of the beauty of playing so many games against the same player. You can start learning that they do those things. So your counters become more and more powerful. Oh, I like that. I really like that. We are going for the Sunfall and stopping the slow trigger to really stop whatever is happening here. This seems like an Takenuma activation in response. Blue, black, Takenuma, trigger. Yeah. Your trigger is fine, it's all about killing that, I think. I think the idea is just to Sunfall and then stopping the trigger from the slow leaving play. The issue now is if there are 2 lands coming in, well, slow can go back to hand easily. Let's see what they hit. Ooh, bye bye internet. Are you back now? Okay. What's going on? I had to stop there for a second, so we are like 2 seconds before. And yeah, Takenuma is on the stack. Slow trigger 1. Okay, so slower is not going to grow enough to get out of range unless we use Takenuma again and hit more lands now. Hey, with that on the stack, I would like so you activate. You want to respond to the Takenuma going to a graveyard. Takenuma goes to a graveyard, there's a new slow trigger, and you want to stop that, or you could stop. The thing is, if you stop the Takenuma, if you stop the Takenuma, slow gets to 3 counters and it can be bounced back and get back all the lands. But if you stop, well, another thing you could have done is stop the slow trigger before there's priority to activate Takenuma. The issue with doing that would be that the Takenuma activation in response to the Tie Binder will get slower to enough counters to grow, right? So I think just Ray went too fast here, and Yuta is like, hey, I have a response. So now the lands are in the graveyard, the Takenuma has to resolve and get back something to hand, which Ray forgot, and you cannot really forget that. And it's like, now that Takenuma is resolved, and the slow trigger resolves too, and Ray activates. And now, that trigger is the one Yuta wants to stop. That makes sense, because this way Slowrook is losing the abilities, so it's staying on 2, and that trigger is... That's okay. I hope it's clear, but now, right, you activate Takenuma, put it in the graveyard, that triggers slow. You stop that trigger, and then Takenuma resolves. So that was 3 lands milled. None of those lands are going to trigger Slowrook because the Slowrook ability is gone. Now that goes back to hand. We can Sunfall here, get a 4/4, and then use the Tie Binder to stop the next play. Wow, that second Tie Binder was amazing. Masterful. There it goes. There was a bit of miscommunication there because like things were too fast, but I think everything is clear now. And now Ray has to decide how to go ahead. That's there. Yeah. Okay, so this was why Yuta was being so patient with that sample, right? Waiting for the moment where he could stop the slow from getting value. And this should really close out the game. Ray, the only thing is Ray has built back their mana up. So something like Sheldred here could be played by playing around No More Lies. And that same with that Honest Runstein. That's going to resolve. But still I think it's like Honest Runstein, you can stop the trigger with Eyebinder. And if it's Sheldred first and Honest Runstein second, you can counter the Honest Runstein at that point. So Yuta has control over this game, I think. Like, I'm happy here. You play a 3-2, I play my own 3-2 and stop yours. If you play a Sheldred, I counter it. In this position I understand not doing counter draw, because you want to leave mana up to stop the Runstein. Only issue with that is Ray can... You know, you could let that resolve. You can let that resolve and stop the trigger with the Tie Binder. You could also just cancel. Trading as at a 1-for-1. This may unlock the No More Lies in your hand, so it's could be a 2-for-1, right? Okay. And keeping the Tie Binder to stop the Honest Runstein. This makes a lot of sense. I like how this is being played. Oh, look at me saying that 2022 World Champion Yuta Takahasi is playing well. So smart. Yuta is amazing. Everybody loves Yuta. I really like how good Sunken Citadel is in this deck. Wow, that's a big attack. For 7 and 1 poison. Ray is low on cards, but still they have Honest Runstein and 2 more, I think? Yeah, Honest Runstein and 2 more. Okay. What else? Yeah, Honest Runstein. Stop the trigger with tie binder, and that's a mighty attack force with the tie binder. Attacking for 10. So opponent 19. Yeah. Stop that. Ooh, is Ray going to respond? I think so. Oh no. Yes. Yeah, contain that. No More Lies is so weird because it's kind of easy to play around, but if you're to play around it, you have to play one spell per turn. And Athorius control is going to bury you if you play one spell per turn. And if it resolves, it exiles your creatures. So the recursion is gone. Yeah, this is Yuta going on the offensive here. You can even Ganjo the thing if you want. If Ray blocks the 1-1, just Ganjo. Even if they block the 3-2, why not? Ganjo it. Keep your... It's not like Ray is going to untap and go, hey, deadly cover up, kill everything, right? I like how Yuta played this game. I do think so. There were choices and decisions, and it's hard for me to say like, oh, this was the key one and this is where the game was gone. But in the end, it's all about keeping the board clear and stopping the 4-color from assembling their plan, which in game 3 the one Ray won. That's what happened, right? They assembled their whole plan and there was no card advantage from Yuta to get back in the game. So it's all about drawing your extra cards. It's not like there are games and matchups where you just have to make sure you clear the board, like Convoke, or even Black-Green. Kill everything and you will eventually outdraw them. Here that's not happening, because they generate so much value from their cards that you could get buried in cards if you are not actively trying to get value and extra cards from your spells. We have said that, hey, you don't have to, like when Yuta was fine some falling tokens away, playing a lockdown to get tokens away just to stop an indie. That's different because that was also kind of early in the game. So you need to keep the board clear of all the key pieces. And indie is a key piece in generating card advantage. So yeah, I like this. I think this matchup has to be decent. Like, I don't feel, there are games you watch and you're like, I would never win this. I'm such a terrible player and this player is a god. And Yuta is a god. But I think I could win these games. And also, if I'm playing this at the RC, my opponent is not going to be as good as Roysan, who is a master. Like, they have played very well, understanding the game. The only one I didn't love was the Airtie one. It's true, if that Airtie resolved conquering Sunfall, that was game over. But it worked directly into the No More Lies, and I didn't love that one. But aside from that, yeah. Ray just plays beautifully. It is true, it's an issue that right now the graveyard is literally touching a card on the battlefield. But also the clarity of having the graveyard in 3 piles, that's nice. So be careful about that, right? If you're playing 4-color, or you're playing any deck, of course, just be careful. I think this is game over. Double Airtie in hand is not stopping this board. Yeah. Also, Yuta has... So this version of the deck needs to attack to win, right? There's no Jace, like in the Nasif version. So you cannot wait forever. You need to attack. And we have seen Yuta attacking pretty liberally with the... I would say, with the Anchorage. I like that. It's so hard to know when you are the one that has to attack. I guess Yuta, as a Fairies master, really knows when to do that. But it's a hard skill to master. So we have seen some positions in where to pitch cards to March. We have seen some positions in which where to draw cards with the counter. And we have seen when to start attacking. there's a lot to learn. This is awesome, right? Having this content, because this wasn't there before. They upload it now. So cool. They uploaded these games that were not streamed at the beginning. Because there weren't enough games with blue-white control. It's pretty cool they did it now. Yeah, this is going to be draw copy. This is going to be an airtie to stop that. Still, Ray is at 1 life, right? Now that's, nothing of this matters. If the life totals are correct, nothing matters because like activating the land and flying over. Okay, I'm tapping here and this is over. It's GG. It's GG. Okay. Yuta Takahasi, the master. This was interesting. This was a very nice round to watch. It wasn't like insane, you know, there are games like if you want to watch insane games, go watch Ikawa. All the games of Ikawa in this top 8 were amazing. Well, I'm trying to learn blue-white control, so I have to watch the other games. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you liked it. If you want more content like this, you know, you just have to let me know. But I will. I like doing this. I like watching games. I like commentating over them. It's not like I'm not with pen and paper writing. It's not the same. This is not really like full studying. Not that I know how to study, but that's why it took me 8 years to finish my degree. But jokes aside, this was nice, and it's nice learning from the best. So yeah, if you enjoyed this content, let me know because I watch so much Magic, and it's nice to get a video out of watching another video. You know, free content. That's enough for me today. Goodbye.